Hello and welcome. Today is Friday, which means it is the end of the week, which also means that today is basically the day where you're meant to relax. I'm glad you made it this far. I'm glad that you have worked very hard. I am very glad that you have made it and done everything. You've been working very hard ever since Monday, and have made it to Friday, the weekend, and it's time for you to relax. So allow me to let you relax. What is that? Who am I? Well, let me tell you who I am. My name is Fumio-kun. I am the best ghost in the entire Purgatorio. Best spirit. 俺の名前はFumio-kun。我は最強妖怪。よろしくお願いします。So, hi. I would like you to get a bit comfy, sit down, warm up, all that, put yourself up in a little bit of blanket. I've been really, it's sort of weird. I'll say this, I'm so used to just making a game, playing a game and then talking about the game. I'm not really used to the idea of sitting here and doing like that. As you've all known, I've done a stream on Thursday. Well, Friday early in the morning, and I posted the archive only recently. My internet hasn't been very good to me recently. Sorry about that. But, on the other hand, promise to do a poetry stream, or I did promise to basically do a sort of thing where we could all chill, hang around, and be funny together, I suppose. I don't really have an idea for what this is exactly, but all I have to say is hello, welcome. I'm glad you can join me here today. Today we will be enjoying sort of some poetry, some writing from both my end and also from what we have. So on my corner side here, I have a book. It's called The Dragon Book of Verse. It's a book that I used to have. Actually, let's talk about this a little bit. So, when I was a kid, I used to have this friend of mine that was also my mum's friend at the same time. Well, she was the daughter of my mum's friend. And when she was moving up to a different school, she was thinking of throwing all of her books away. And she had this poetry book. Basically, for those who are unaware, well, you guys are probably aware, but in English class, what you would normally do is you would read poetry, you would analyze it, and you would talk about it. And some of the poems were very good, some of the poems were very bad, but the teachers usually don't really know how to pick them. But I do know how to pick them, well, at least I hope I do. I do have also, to my left here, my phone, which means this will allow me to talk to you guys about poetry that I have written. And the aim of today's stream, or the aim of today, is just to sort of get you to relax. All I have to say is, I'm very proud of you. Good job. You made this far. Keep pushing forward. Every Friday, I'll try my best to create a stream for us to just talk, chill, have fun, read a bit of this lovely book here, and just enjoy ourselves and just relax. Again, thank you very much for your hard work. I'm very, very, very proud of you. You're a good little thing. You're a good little muffin. All right, so before we get into it, a little bit of background. I love writing. I really do. I really, really, really do. I started writing when I was about 13. I was so into it because when I was younger, I would talk about books a lot, and I would read a lot of books. My first book that I've ever read was in 7th grade. It was basically Charles Dickens' A Great Expectations. It was because the school forced us to do so. But then I've soon come to realise that actually it's far better than that. And I've realised I've always had a love for books, but it was just that I was so, I guess you could say, bothered by the books that we had, and which was also the books that I were given when I was younger. But I remembered then, when I was younger, that there was a specific book that I genuinely enjoyed a lot, which was a lot of Edgar Allan Poe. That's why most of my writing, if not all of it, are very dark and gritty. And then the later years, I got into Robert Clark, and then I got into a bit more of H.P. Lovecraft and his cosmic horror, and got into a bit of the history of the writers who wrote them. To me, it was very, very interesting. I fell in love with it. It was sort of mystic to me. I just loved it. And there was something about having books, to me, that was far better than having them digital, because as I grew older, I was given a phone finally, and then here in Purgatory, I managed to keep that phone with me when I was 13, and all the books were digital, but I didn't like it. I love the feel of a book, the smell of it, the formatting of it. I am... what can I say? I just love books. It's sort of a thing I just can't stop looking at. It's a thing that I really, really love doing. But I used to have this really, really funny condition. I call it funny. It might be more worrying than anything. Don't worry, don't worry. It's nothing big. When I was a kid, I would sleepwalk into my desk. And when I sleepwalk into my desk, what would happen is that I would pick up a pen that was already in the desk, by the way, or on the desk, I mean, and I would write. And all the time, I would write poetry, stories, sometimes sentences. I remember someone told me I was possessed, and it was quite weird. But then some people saying that I had a lot of creativity going into it, and that sort of caused what I have today. Well, I really don't know what exactly caused what, but what can I say? What can I say about it? Who knows? But it was a very fun experience for me. I've enjoyed it. I had a lot of laughs with it. It was very funny. It was genuinely really, 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 really cool. But don't worry, chat. I've saved up all of it here on my phone. So let us start. I think we are long overdue for this. So let me go to my notes and let us start. So I'm going to start with the one that I wrote yesterday in preparations for this. Oh, by the way, sorry, one more tangent before we go. I was going to write poetry regarding my law, where I came from, Purgatory, what is Purgatory like, and all of that. But if you guys have any questions about Purgatory, of course, tell me, and I'll gladly answer. But let's start off with the first poem from yesterday that I wrote that I haven't really finished. I might finish it, maybe, who knows. But here we are. Many are those who are born for success. Many are those who are born of the cutlery of the Duchess. Yet both of those infants shall be molded by their stress. One may thrive while the other one struggles to survive. There are many hints, perhaps even signs to identify, but the personification of who they are, that they will not defy. Of the many stories told in the realm of Purgatory, only one of them stands as an allegory. Within this place of endless waiting, her patience will be undone. Will the boy live through the demons that can run? Or perhaps will this fear, this feeling only he in this place could feel, he yet started to feel glad. The boy that died at 13 got to live more and see more than anyone could have ever seen. For in Purgatory, a man awaits their judgment, but he is born of different decree. There you go. What do you think? Do you like it? I hope you do. It's something I wrote yesterday. I want to interact a bit with my past and my history and also what's going on here in Purgatory, but I didn't really do a good job at that, did I? But it's really nice, I suppose. But let's go to one that I have genuinely wrote quite a lot about. So let's do this one. So actually, I'm going to pull up a book that I have here because one of the books I have on my phone has a lot of poems. It's poems I've written and I've serialized into a book. So all the poems I've ever wrote in my entire life, I wrote them into a little PDF on my phone. It's not that good, but we'll get to it. So we'll go from the first hymn to the 9th hymn. So this is a little sample for my little book. Wink. Sorry. So this one's called Memory. Sad to see, sad to be, everything that could not be. For every mirror, there's a face that reminds you of me, refracting all that you see. You've begged us 1,000 times for the good memory. What good will begging do to someone like you, who tried not to carry the weight of the world even though he knew that there were people under debris? Shall I continue to air this mystery? Recount the strokes, recount the screams, everything you know is not what it seems. Yet who would know of the place inside when this is a place where even demons hide? What do you think? So, ideas. Oh yes, I forgot. I should probably explain what these poems are to me. Or at least when I wrote them, at least. So, this poem to be more specific. I thought of mirrors. Actually, the first hymn leading up to the 9th hymn is conceptualizing the idea of mirrors. There's this place. There's this place. It's very similar to Purgatory. Funnily enough, I actually wrote this in Purgatory. So, in Purgatory, a bit of lore. Purgatory is just a massive white hallway. On both sides there are doors, but every 5 doors there is an opening to a massive garden, or maybe even a bigger room, like a piano room or a library, The place is made of completely white mirrors, and when nighttime comes, it becomes black mirrors, or sometimes even blue, depending on the place. So I wrote this because in purgatory, you're reminded of good memories. Certain people here don't even know that they're in purgatory. So I wrote about those people who don't even know, and those who are aware are begging the demons, I guess you'd say, people who are basically above us. Because I'm an ordinary purgatory inhabitant. The only privilege I have is to talk to you guys, the internet. But most people don't really have that sort of a privilege, and that's why they beg for better memories, or their good memories that they had in the past. But here we sort of reflect both the good and the bad that you've done in order to judge you properly. Of course, I didn't really have that much going on for me, so I'm sort of just stuck here. They don't know what to do with me. So yeah, this spoke about a specific person that I was in purgatory with, whom I ascended, don't worry, I ascended to heaven. But he sort of was looking at the mirrors and just clamoring and like slamming, like, oh, come on, give me something, give me my past, something of that sort, you know. Next one, the second hymn, the king. Oh, the little boy, the king of the palace, we, your subjects, are not a phallus. We are as real as we can be. Come closer, touch us and see. Oh, little boy, the true king of the palace, we, your subjects, to you are malice. Little shadows creaking in every crack, deflowering, taking everything back. You held us in for your own, to call your home. Now we shall take what is rightfully your own. A call away, just a call from your phone, but I wonder, will you stay here fighting this alone? Come here, dear little emerald stone. Let us give you a real snake in the bone. Good day. Second hymn. So the second hymn, there is a sort of like this idea over here in purgatory that there's someone who rules all over us, who rules over the people in purgatory. But you know what? I think I'm going to explain the ones who actually have really cooler ones. Purgatory is too sad. I don't want to make you sad. I want you to be comfy. Ooh, that's what I want. That's why I have the Book of Dragons here, because purgatory is a little bit saddy. Saddy whammy. Don't want to give you that. So I sort of want to do something a little bit better. So we're going to do probably third hymn and fourth hymn, and we'll go to normal things. Okay? Sorry. The stairs stretch out, yet you know what this is all about. Your destination is clear, your destination is near. Along the corridor where the silence is no more is a room where light is nevermore. Miss your seat? I bet you do. Warmed it up just for you. Sit in any way that you like and listen to the complaints of Sally and Mike. Small as they may seem, longer than the night. You are no better, so have some might. You know I care and love, but oh, sorry. Hello. Hi. Oh, sorry, I burped. Sorry, I'll repeat that from the beginning. But you know what? While we're on topic of it, while I did the burp, how about with this? Have you eaten it, by the way? Have you? No? Oh, come on, you don't want me to be mad now, do you? Of course I can't get mad over you. Can you please get some food? Yeah? Just a little bit. Some cereal, a banana, perhaps something to eat, something to drink? Please? If you don't feel like eating, can you at least grab a bit of snacks, a bit of cookies? Just a bit of cookies, biscuits. Please stay well hydrated, okay? Alright? Thank you. Okay. The stairs stretch out, yet you know what this is all about. Your destination is clear, your destination is near. Along the corridor where silence is no more is a room where light is nevermore. Miss your seat? I bet you do. Warmed it up just for you. Sit in any way that you like and listen to the complaints of Sally and Mike. Small as they may seem, longer than the night. You are no better, so have some might. You know I care and I love for you so. Red is my hair that swings to and fro. My eyes the rarest of colour. You know that my words are better, sweeter and smoother, just like honey. Isn't that why I loved you and called you my honey? This was just about a man who fell in love. In purgatory, there was this man who spoke about how his wife didn't really love him too much. It was a thing. It was a weird thing. But I love you. You love me too? Please do. So, I have one that I would love to read for you, actually. This one. A yellow bird with an orange beak tried to fly, with the knowledge of having to say goodbye. Up until now, he lived in a shell. He was told to break it in order to be free. Trapped in a shell, he dreams of flying and singing. He was saw the horizon so blinding, with colours of beauty and peculiarity. The yellow bird wanted to open his eyes to reality, to see the noises made by humanity. He trusted this curiosity, he trusted the voice, he trusted the arbiters who made his choice. Yet with every thrust he felt the pain, with every crack he scars himself with pain. As he gradually breaks his shell that he calls home, his feathers get tainted by blue all on his own. His beak turns purple, twitching with every thrust. The now blue bird sees as if he wants to bust. His fate still in this haunting voice in his head. Doubts cloud him, yet he persuades instead. The final thrust hits the shell, it breaks, along with it the fate in that voice. For what he saw was never his choice. Yet the bluebird asks, if I had a choice, will I choose to be born? He looks at the ruins, he looks at the facility. This was the promised reality. It was then and there that the bird turned red, with purple stripes and the lack of pattern across his head. The purple bird picks up his cracked shell to escape this artificial hell. There you go. I wrote this in class back in the day, actually. I remember this. Back in the day, sorry if you'll allow me. Back in the day, I used to write a lot of poetry and a lot of stories, actually, when I was in my earlier years, actually. And even here, when I'm studying here in Purgatory, I would write during English class. During English class, I would write about things. I would write little sentences, song lyrics, sometimes even poetry, sometimes even stories, or sometimes even just experimenting with old English, like "Thou art but a mortal who faces no one but me." But thy, sorry. So something like that. I loved experimenting with the language. I loved doing it, and I guess I sort of enjoyed all of those aspects of it, and I bought a lot of books because of it. Back when I was alive, I used to have 200 books, and now, because I'm in Purgatory, I can get all the books that I wanted, because your possessions sort of get tossed away, and I usually grab them, and in those possessions, I have amassed, basically, I've amassed quite a lot, actually. I've amassed sort of 300 books, and it's great. It's great. So that's basically what I've been doing, and now for the main event, the Book of Verses. Oh, you'd love this one, would you? Would you? Huh? No, thank you. Thank you. Thank you for the compliments. Thank you. Thank you. Alright, so, chat, let's see. Where do you want to do? So the Book of Verses has a lot of contents, but they're separated by, let's see. They're separated by things like such as landscapes, war, mythology, and all that. But I think we'll start with landscapes. Alright. So oh god, hello. So, as we do this, I want you to do something for me. I want you to, again, close your eyes and with me imagine the following, okay? Thank you. So, this is from Lines Composed a Few Miles Above Tintry Abbey by William Wordsworth. Wordsworth. The sounding cataract haunted me like a passion, the tall rock, the mountain in a deep and gloomy wood. Their colours and their forms were then to me an appetite and appealing and a feeling of love that had no need of a remoter charm. My thoughts supplied nor an interest, unbothered from the eye that time is past, and all its aching joys are now no more, and all its dizzy raptures not for this. Faint eye, nor mourn, nor murmur are the gifts have followed for such loss, I would believe. Abundant recompense, for I have learned to look on a nature not as in the hour. A thoughtfulness youth, but hearing oftentimes the still sad music of humanity, no harsh, no grating, though of ample power, to chasten and subdue, and I have felt. A presence that disturbs me with joy of elevated thought, a sense sublime of something far more deeply interfused, whose dwelling is the light of the settling suns in the round ocean and the living air, in the blue sky and in the mind of a man, a motion and a spirit that impels all thinking things, all objects, all of thought, and rolls through of all of things, but therefore I am still, a lover of the meadows and the woods, and mountains and all of that we have behold, from this green earth, of all of its mighty world, of eye and ear, both what they have create, and what perceive well pleased to recognize, but in nature and the language of the sense, the anchor of my purest thoughts, the nurse, the guide, the guardian of my heart and soul, of all my mortal being. I thought this was going to be a little bit more of a, a poem regarding scenery. I'm sorry. I hope you didn't imagine anything too scary. I hope, at least. We'll go on next one. Here you go. Robert Browning. Home Thoughts from Abroad. Oh, to be in England, now that April's there, and whoever wakes in England sees some morning unaware that the lowest boughs and the brushwood sheaf round the elm tree bole are in a tiny leaf, while the chassif sings on the awkward bough in England now. And after April, when May follows, and the white-throat bills in all the shallows, hark! Where my bosomed pear tree in the hedge leans to the field and scatters on the clover blossoms and dewdrops at the bent spray's edge. That's the why thrust he sings each song twice over, lest you should think he never could recapture the first fine careless rapture. And though the fields look rough with rory dew, all will be fine when noontide wakes anew. The buttercup's little children's dower, far brighter than this gaudy melon flower. Hey, talks about England. Quite nice. England's quite dreary in its colour, isn't it? It's all just sort of grey and sort of doesn't really have anything. I remember a friend who would always tell me that when he goes to England, he would say something like, "Oh, England, what a dump." Actually, isn't that a Doctor Who reference? I'm sorry. Alright. Loveliest of trees. Ooh, this one. Sorry. Loveliest of trees. So, Loveliest of Trees by A.H. Holtzman. Loveliest of trees, the cherry now, is hung with bloom along the bough, and stands about the woodland ride, wearing white for Easterride. Now of my many 80 years and 10, 20 will not come again, and take from 70 springs a score, it only leaves me 50 more. And since to look at things in bloom, 50 springs are a little room, about the woodlands I will go, to see the cherry hung with snow. Hey, that's nice, isn't it? Right. So, next one. Trees in a Garden by D.H. Lawrence. In the thunder air, how still the trees are. And the lime tree, lovely and tall, every leaf silent, hardly loosens even a last breath of perfume. And the ghostly creamy-coloured little tree of leaves, white ivory, white among the rambling greens, how evanescent, variegated elder, she hesitates on the green grass as if in another moment she would disappear with all of her grace of foam. And the larch is only a column, it goes up too tall to see. But the balsam pines that are blue with the grey blueness of things from the sea. Stretch my leg. And the young copper beech, in leaves red rosy at the ends, how still they are together, they stand so still. In the thunder air, all strangers to one another, as the green grass glows upward, strangers in the garden. Oh, that's it? Oh, that's quite nice. I don't know, I didn't like that one too much. What do you think, chat? You like it? Yeah, it's a bit weak. I will say so. Oh, here's another one. Ooh. This is another one from our main man, William Wordsworth. Sorry, I can't say his name properly. There we go. Composed upon Westminster Bridge. That's what it's called. Earth has not anything to show more fair. Dull would be of his soul who could pass by. A sight so touching in its majesty, this city now doth like a garment wear. The beauty of the morning silent and bare. Ships, towers, domes, theatres and temples lie open unto the fields and to the sky. All bright and glittering in the smokeless air, never did sun more beautifully steep. And in its first splendour, valley, rock or hill, never saw I, never felt a calm so deep. The river Gleath and his own sweet will, of dear God, the very houses seem asleep, and all that mighty heart is yelling still. Oh, this one. Okay. So London Snow by Robert Bridges. I remember reading this in the library. I sort of remember reading. Oh, this brings back so many good memories. I always flick through my pages. That's why I didn't really pick specific poems for today. We're sort of discovering poems as we go together today, with a bit of great music in the background, by the way. Oh, well, I hope it's good music for you. But this is by Robert Bridges. This is London Snow, and I love flicking through this book. It brings me back so much nostalgia. It reminds me of so many good things and so many lovely things as well, and gives me a lot of memories of just great times. I remember I was reading this one night, and I was not one night. I was in my library, and the librarian always sees me there because I was probably the only child that goes there all the time when I was younger. And in that place, there used to be, if I remember correctly, a kettle. It was a little kettle inside of her room where she goes to relax and all that sort. And she would always boil me, and I will never forget this. She would boil me green tea, jasmine green tea, with 2 spoons of sugar, and she would prepare to me some jammy dodgers. It was lovely. And I'd read this book all the time. She'd be by my side to my right, to my right here, and she would always correct me. And this is lovely. I hope she's doing fine. I haven't seen her in purgatory yet, so I'm presuming she's alive. Bob's gone to heaven. She was a lovely woman. Hang on. London Snow by Robert Bridges. When men were all asleep, the snow came flying. Ooh, hello. There's a burp coming. Yeah. Sorry, I'm a bit gassy. I ate food. That's why I told you to eat food, because I enjoyed my food. Wanna know what I had? I've had a bit of instant noodles, basically. I had some instant noodles with a bit of eggs on the side. It was grand, actually. I loved it. That's why I'm burping a lot, because I ate quite the platter. So. When men were all asleep, the snow came flying, in large white flakes falling on the city brown, stealthily and perpetually settling and loosening lying, hushing the latest traffic of the drowsy town. Deedening, muffling, stifling, its murmurs failing, lazily and intently floating down and down, silently stiffing and veiling road, roof and railing, hiding difference, making unevenness even. Into the angles and crevices softly drifting and sailing, all night it fell, and when full inches 7, it lay in the depths of its uncompacted lightness. The clouds blew off from a high and frosty heaven, and then all awoke earlier for the unaccustomed brightness. Of the winter dawning, the strange unheavenly glare, the eye marveled at the dazzling whiteness. The ear hearkened to the stillness of the solemn air, not a sound of a wheel rumbling nor a foot failing. And the busy morning cries came thin and spare, then boys I heard as they went to school calling. They gathered up the crystal manna to freeze, their tongues were tasting and their hands were snowballing, or rioted in a drift plunging up to the knees. Or powering up, perhaps, from under the white mosed wonder. Oh, look at the trees, they cried. Oh, look at the trees. With lessened load, a few carters creak and bluster, floating along the white deserted way, a country company along the sparse Solder, when now already the sun in pale display, standing by Paul's high dome spread forth below, his sparkling beams and awoke the stir of the day. For now doors open and war is waged with the snow, and trains of sombre men past pale of number, thread long brown paths as towards their toil they go, but even for them a while no cares encumber. Their minds diverted, the daily word is unspoken, the daily thoughts of labour and sorrow slumber, at the sight of the beauty that greets them for the charm that they have broken. This is good. I like this. It's good memories. Good memories. Very good memories. You know what? I just thought of this. I'm going to put this book here on the side here, actually, right on my lap, and we are going to do a little bit of a thing. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to the internet and go Doctor Who poems, because I love Doctor Who poems. I love them. I love them to death. You know what we're going to do? We're going to do something. So you guys remember, we're going to do the poems again. We're going to do something very stupid. So I used to do this thing, and I still do it up until this day, which is very funny because it's very funny because every single time when I feel sad, And when I feel sad and I don't feel really too good, what I tend to do is I tend to do something that I enjoy, and I enjoy a lot of Doctor Who. In fact, I'm a fanatic of Doctor Who. And growing up, I would remember all the speeches of Doctor Who, and I would recite them by heart, and then I started acting about them, started acting them out, and I felt powerful. I felt all of my pain, sadness, and everything that was in me sort of just fly out away, because I was able to embody a man who has gone through something far worse or has gone through something similar, but I'm able to sort of point it out there, like let it out and give my heart a feeling of joy, sort of thing. So this is The Reigns of Akhenaten. This was the episode of Doctor Who where the Doctor went with Clara Oswald to a planet, and there's a ceremony about this parasitic sun sort of thing. Spoilers, I'm so sorry. But this is a speech, so here it goes. 3, 2, 1, and cut. Okay then, that's what I'll do. I'll tell you a story. Can you hear them? All these people who lived in terror of you and your judgment. All these people whose ancestors devoted themselves, sacrificed themselves to you. Can you hear them singing? Oh, you'd like to think that you're a god. Well, you're not a god. You're just a parasite, eaten out with jealousy and envy and longing for the lives of others. You feed on them, on the memory of love and loss and birth and death and joy and sorrow. So, come on then. Take mine. Take my memories. But I hope you've got a big appetite, because I've lived a long life, and I've seen a few things. I walked away from the last great Time War. I marked the passing of the Time Lords. I saw the birth of the universe and watched as time ran out, moment by moment, until nothing remained. No time, no space, just me. I walked in a universe where the laws of physics were devised by the mind of a madman. And I've watched universes freeze and creations burn. I have seen things you wouldn't believe, and I've lost things you will never understand, and I know things. Secrets that must never be told, knowledge that must never be spoken, knowledge that will make parasites gods like you blaze. So come on then, take it all, baby. It's embarrassing. 이거 아이고. 恥ずかしいね。아이고. 皆さん、本当にごめん。俺の相棒か。相棒。恥ずかしい。恥ずかしいね。恥ずかしい。I'm so sorry. My acting is very bad. At least you tried. Yes, I tried. I know. I'm not good at this. I'm really not good at this. But I tried. You love me? I'm sorry. But what about you lads? What about you guys? Have you done something like this similar? You know, like either sang a song or like played a game, or because a lot of people do that nowadays, don't they? They find a game they really, really like, and then they play it. Something like Doom Eternal, Prototype 2, something like that. Or that sort. It sort of relaxes you, calms you down. I actually like the idea of it, but I'm really, really bad at it, I guess you could say. But it's good. I like it. I like it. But yeah, this was supposed to be poetry day. This wasn't supposed to be acting day. I wasn't supposed to be here. Well, it's not really poetry day. It's sort of more like just relaxing. I didn't really know if you guys were going to enjoy this, if I was to be honest, because I genuinely thought this was going to be a bit boring, because it's just going to be me talking to you just about things that were going on. And just like either things I want to do, poetry. I just wanted to talk about poetry, honestly. I just wanted an excuse to read poetry. Because it's fun to read for people. It's very, very fun. Reading for people is honestly the most fun I've ever had in my life. That's why I like reading bedtime stories to my niece back in the day. I'd always read stories to my niece back in the day, and I would sing for her a specific song. It's called End of the Day. And it's really, really... It's really nice. I like when she slowly falls asleep, and It's great, okay? Okay, I love it, okay? Don't hate me for it. Okay, how about this? I'm going to read a little bit more, just a little bit more, and then we'll have a little bit of a chat. How about that, eh? More, well, not really a chat, more like a thing I've noticed recently. How about that? So, let's look for one. Oh, this one. Oh, this was anonymous, called Sir Patrick Spence. It looks like a sea shanky, and it's very long as well. Oh god, okay. Well, we'll do this one. How about that, chat? Eh? Okay. I, the sailing. Or is it called One, the sailing? Oh, it is. Sorry. The sailing. The king sits in Dunfermline town, drinking the bubbed red wine. Oh, where will I get a steely skipper to sail this new ship o' mine? Ah, wait, this sounds like it has a bit of a Scottish accent to it. Oh, up in Stake, an elderly knight sat at the king's right knee. Sir Patrick Spence is the best sailor that'll ever sail the sea. Our king's had written a broad letter and sailed it with his hand, and spent it to Sir Patrick Spence was walking on the strand. To Norway, to Norway, to Norway, or from the foam, the king daughter o' Norway, 'tis thou must bring her home. If anyone's Scottish listening to this, I'm so sorry. I'm not trying to make fun of you. I felt that it required an accent. The first word that Sir Patrick read so loud he laughed he. The next word that Sir Patrick read, the tear bled in he. Oh, who is this that done this deed and told the king o' me? To send us out this time o' year to sail upon the sea. But be it the wind, be it wet, be it sail, be it sleet, our ship must sail the foam. The king daughter o' Norway, 'tis so much faster home. They hoisted their sails on the Monday morn with all the speed they may. They have landed in Norway upon a Wednesday. Alright, next one. The return. The men of Norway seem to have insulted their Scottish I was right! It was Scottish! Oh, I'm a genius! Sorry. Scottish guests. By hitting them, they were staying too long, and this caused Sir Patrick Spence to sail for home without waiting for fair weather. I am brilliant, alright? Alright, chat, I'm the smartest man that you'll ever see. I'm the greatest person you'll ever meet. Anyway, here we go. Make ready, my merry men and all, our good ship sails the more. Now ever I lack my master there, I feel a deadly storm. I saw the new moon last ere e'en, with the old moon in arm, and if we go to the same master, I fear we'll come to harm. They had not sailed a league, but barely 3. When the lift grew dark and the wind blew loud and glory grew to see. The anchors brake and the topmast lap, it was such a deadly storm. And the weed came over the broken ship till all her sides were torn. Oh, where will I get a good sailor to take my helm in hand? Will I go up to the tall topmast to see if I could spy land? Oh, here I am, a sailor good, to take the helm in hand. While I go up to the tall topmast, but I fear you'll never spy land. He had gone to step, but barely one, when a bolt flew out of a godly ship and the salt sea came in. Go fetch a web or silken cloth, another ought to twine, and wrap them into a ship's shine and let the seed come in. What? They fetch a web or the silken cloth, another one on twine, and they wrapped them around the good ship's side, but still the sea came in. Oh, loth were our good Scots lords to wet their cork-heeled shoon. But long ere all play was play, they wet their hats in bloom. And many was the feathers bed and flattered on the foam, and many was the good old lord's son that never more came home. Oh, Lord may the laddies sit with their fans into their hand, but before they see Patrick Spence come sailing to the strand. And long may the maidens sit with their golden combs in their hand, awaiting for their own dear loves, for them they'll see no more. Half over to Aberdour, 50 fathoms deep, and there lies good Sir Patrick Spence with the Scots lords at his feet. Damn, Sir Patrick Spence died. That's a bit sad, I can't want to look into it, but I'll look into it later on the stream. Oh god, a bit of chat, eh? A bit of chat for you and me. What was I up to today? Well, aside from having breakfast, which was noodles and eggs, I had some tea. I had some ginger tea with honey, my favourite of all, but I should have had coffee. If you've noticed in my streams, I'm very, very hyper. That's usually because I have some coffee prior to that one. I had some black coffee in the morning, and that would get me all started up and kickstart my day. But For this poetry day, I wanted it to be more calm, and I want to be more calm. And I have a better voice. My voice is a bit hoarse, though. I'm very, very sorry if it doesn't sound that good. I'm genuinely sorry. I tried my best to keep it, but I got into a call with my friends before, and that resulted in, well, he's screaming a lot. I will say, though, it's quite interesting, for me at least, to try something like this without a game. And maybe I'll do this again. Maybe I won't. Maybe I do. Who knows? But now I would like to talk about something that I've noticed quite a lot recently, which is a lot of people, when they talk about how can I say this? When you're sad, when you're really, really sad, and you start to forget the good things that have happened either today or either the good things that have happened in the past week or month. It's normal. It's fine. It's a very normal thing. It's a very, very normal thing for you to forget the good things when you're really sad. Because when you're sad, you focus on what's in front of you. That's how we are as human beings. We tend to focus on what's in front of us. We really do. And because we do that, we tend to focus on us being sad and all the horrible things that came after. But we tend to forget all the good things that happened. Either friends, family, people on the internet, people in the real world. Even little joys of things for you. For example, you found a book that you wanted for so long, or you blended a perfect cup of tea for the first time because for some reason you don't know how much milk you should add to this cup of tea. Or perhaps maybe you had a great coffee, like a little coffee shop that you can go to. It's subtle little things like that make us really happy. And then I also start to hear people, when they're in front of their friends, when they're in front of their family, sometimes, and this makes me sad, honestly, it really makes me sad, is when people are alone and they don't cry because they see it as something weak. And let me tell you this, crying when you are alone or crying when you're in front of people and admitting that you're weak, admitting that this is something that you need to work on, is probably the bravest thing you could ever do. I was told by my old man back in the day when I used to be 6 years old. I was told by my old man, not my dad. I was told by my granddad. I was told by my granddad that people who cry are the bravest people in the world. And I looked at him and I said, "Why is that, Granddad? But isn't crying sort of a sign of weakness for everyone?" And then he goes, "No, not really. Because," and he framed it like this. He said, "When you tell your mother that you broke her vase, are you brave for telling her?" And I go, "Yes, it took a lot of courage for me to do so because I was scared of my mother." And he goes, "Precisely. To cry in front of people and to cry and admit that you're scared and you're weak is one of the bravest thing you could ever do." Why is that? Because it takes a lot of strength, it takes a lot of courage and bravery to cry in front of people, to ask for help. And I understand a lot of people fall into this loophole that, I've been treated so badly in the past, I can't be treated well anymore. Well, yes, I understand it, I understand that fear, that's why take your time. It's essential to take your time. When a tree is growing, it takes years, decades, sometimes to grow. And if you give it its time, plus the conditions it requires, like water it properly, sunlight falls on it greatly, it grows into a beautiful, majestic thing. It's amazing, it looks beautiful. Trees look beautiful when you give them time to grow. Same as crops and everything. And you may add some fertilizers to make it a lot better, but it still doesn't help that it requires time. You need time. I honestly do. And I would like to say to you, my dear viewers, or anyone who's listening to this for some reason, it sounds a bit cringy now, but I'm proud of you. I'm proud of all the decisions that you have made leading up to where you are today. I'm proud of you sticking it up to the man. I'm proud of you fighting for yourself, taking care of yourself. I'm proud of you for trying your best and succeeding, or maybe even failing, but still getting back on both of your knees. You are amazing, and honestly, I am so proud of you. This has gone to a very emotional thing. Advice time with Fumi or therapy with Fumi. that is true. But yeah, I just sort of wanted to do that but remember, this is a Doctor Who quote. This is my chance to do a Doctor Who quote. Remember that life is a pile of good things and bad things. The good things don't necessarily undermine the bad things, the bad pile, and the bad pile doesn't necessarily ruin the good things. That's just exactly what it is. Life is a series of good things and bad things. Do not mix them together, because they can't. It's like oil and water. You just have to remember them the way that they are. and it's going to bring you so much joy, I suppose. Well, as much joy as it can. I take it. Sorry. But yes, that is all that. Now, coming for complaint section, time to rant about a couple of things before we go back to a bit of a great book here. Is this. I wanted to create a lot of poems for today. Again, like I said prior in the beginning, I'm repeating myself again, but for one specific reason. I want a goal for this. So I want, if possible, chat, one of these days, I want you guys to DM me some poems that you've written, and I will read them on stream. Maybe even requests, certain books, certain chapter of books, certain poems, certain scripts, anything that you want to do. I want this Friday, I want to try my best to create Friday night chill, or Friday day chill, where we just sort of chill and have fun, talk to ourselves, talk to our friends, just relax, drink of coffee, drink of anything and everything, all that. But speaking of which, I'm pretty sure a lot of you are struggling to think of ways to relax, struggling for a way to do things. I'll tell you how I do my things. So I do this thing where I turn off all the lights in the bathroom while I'm taking a shower, and I light 2 candles that are lavender, and then I put on some Frank Sinatra. Specifically speaking, Frank Sinatra Sings for the Lonely, that specific album. I love that song, I really do. And I think it was Angel Eyes. It was. But Angel Eyes, and that would really, really get me into them, just relaxing. It got me really relaxed. But then recently, I started losing grip, and I felt like I was losing control of my life. I started singing Frank Sinatra's My Way, and that was really a thing. You know what? I'll sing it to you, chat. How about that? A little bit of it, at least, because the music in the background doesn't really fit it, but we'll try. So and now the end is near, and so I face the final curtain. My friend, I'll say it clear, I'll state my case, of which I'm certain. I've lived a life that's full, I've traveled each and every highway, and more, much more than this, I did it my way. Regrets, I've had a few, but then again, too few to mention. I did what I had to do, and saw through it all without exemption. I placed each charted course, each careful step along the byway, and more, much more than this, I did it my way. Yes, there were times, I'm sure you knew, when I bit off more than I could chew. But through it all, when there was doubt, I ate it up and spit it out. I faced it all, and I stood tall, and I did it my way. Fuck, no, I didn't mean to do that. No! My voice broke. Sorry. I have a nitpicky thing. I have a thing where I don't like it when somebody changes up, either changes up the pitch, or sometimes the key, or sometimes adds a little bit of like that. Like, adds those little things. I don't like it. Sing Frank Sinatra the way that it was intended, because Frank Sinatra's composition, arrangement, vocal range, and everything that has to do with Frank Sinatra is completely and perfectly exactly the way that it was intended. It's exactly what I wanted it to be from end to finish. Just don't touch it, please. I'm begging you. It's perfect. And I don't know, I sort of just love Frank Sinatra to death. I sort of just love listening to him. There's something about his voice that makes me calm down, and I have all of his albums physically. And my favourite albums, if I were to note some of them, would be Frank Sinatra Sings for the Lonely, In the Wee Small Hours of the Morning. There was also and the New York album, I think it was called. His first album and then his Christmas ones were really, really good. But I do have to say, why are people confused about L.O.V.? L.O.V. is not sang by Frank Sinatra, it's sang by Nat King Cole. And then Michael Bublé sort of got it. Michael Bublé's good, but he sort of pisses me off sometimes. But hey, he's a good man. I love his songs. The Yasna Sway, like. When marimba starts to fade, dance with me, make me swing. Like a river lost its hearts to shore. Hold me close, save me more. Like a river dancing in the breeze. Play with me, sing with fire in it. But I remember this song again because I was watching a Netflix series called Arsène Lupin. Lupin. I forgot how you pronounce it. Somebody told me it's Arsène Lupin, but then someone said no, it's Arsène Lupin. But I don't know. I don't know would be the wiser. But one of my moderators in my Discord server speaks French. I should probably ask her. Well, chat. It's been wonderful. Yes, I'm ending the stream now. It is very small. It is incredibly small. You might be wondering why. You might be wondering why is it this small. You might want more. Actually, you probably don't want more. But I would like to say thank you, chat. You have been lovely. You guys make me happy every time I stream, every time I collab with people. I see you guys always jumping in to the chat of those people. I genuinely am thankful. Thank you very much. It's a Friday. Relax, have fun, play your games, read your books, sleep well, eat well, drink your hydration. Stay hydrated, please. Know that you are loved, know that you are needed, know that you are valued, and please, I would love to see you again next time. Join me again, okay? It's been your lovely favorite yokai, your lovely favorite ghost. My name has been Fumio. Thank you very much. Oyasumi, ohayou gozaimasu, and ja ne!